Yeah, and it's going to come in kind of two waves. The first front is moving through right now, and there's not a whole lot of cold air with this at all, just a little bit of a wind shift, but it's effective enough to end the rainfall for us. And looking at our current conditions, it's still 61 degrees. That's pretty mild. We have a westerly breeze at 10 miles per hour. The colder air is still hanging back to the northwest with the second front, which I'll show you here in just a moment. Other temperatures across Virginia. No real cold air showing up just yet. It has dropped to 48 degrees out in Stanton, but that's pretty typical out there in the Shenandoah Valley. The rest of us are in the mid 50s to low 60s. And looking at how we did for today, 43 was the morning low. The high temperature made it up to 62 degrees. Even with all of the cloud cover and rainfall around, it still was quite mild. Nothing like the record for this state of 75 set back in 1951. Oddly, the precipitation for today, I'm usually pretty good at estimating this without looking at the rain gauge. I would not have guessed a 1/10 of an inch. I think more than that fell on me in my run this afternoon, and I ran as the rain was coming to an end. But looking at this, I don't know, it's kind of a head scratcher. We've got lots of locations that only picked up about 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch. Some heavier rain out west along the 522 corridor and farther west, picking up more like 1/2 of an inch. This isn't perfect. It's just a computer-generated indication of what the Doppler radar saw for rainfall. So I do expect most folks got a little bit more than what you just saw. All right, here's the initial front moving through the area right now. And behind this, no more rainfall. So we're done. And looking at the region, everything, again, continues to shift to the east pretty quickly. There's the cold front that's got a little bit more teeth to it. That'll come through the area early tomorrow, and that'll bring cooler conditions and breezy conditions to the area tomorrow. And you can see the effect that that's having with snows that have developed, some upslope snows and some lake effect snows with that. And look at the temperatures here. We've got mid 60s ahead of the front, and we drop a little bit behind the initial front, but the real change in temperature, look at Nashville 41 and 15 in St. Louis. You go from 32 in Cincinnati to 12 in Chicago, down to 0 in Minneapolis. This is the core of the really cold air. This is not going to come blowing right on through the mid-Atlantic. We'll get a glancing blow, but it should be enough to bring us possibly the coldest low temperature we've had so far this winter. And that hasn't really been that low. 20 is as cold as it has been, and that actually occurred back in November. And there's a chance we'll get that low Saturday morning. Lows for tonight will be in the low to mid 30s, nothing unusual there. And highs tomorrow are going to stay in the low to mid 40s, so it'll be noticeably colder tomorrow. And when you tack on a wind out of the north at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, the wind chill may never get out of the 30s, even in the warmest part of the day. The good news is we're finally going to see some sunshine and will not be any rainfall around the area tomorrow. Rest of tonight, skies gradually clear out. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies to mostly sunny and chilly, and then real cold coming up on Saturday. In the morning, teens and low 20s. Afternoon, we're looking at upper 30s and low 40s. Here's your temperature trend over the next week. 40s for the next 2 days, and then we'll start another warm up again up to the mid 60s by Tuesday, cooling off again by next Thursday. And there's the potential that a storm system could affect the area. It may bring some snow to parts of the southeastern mid-Atlantic. That is a big question right now, and I'll continue to update you on that scenario.